And also I wanted to say that some new people have come in. That's a homeowner, Pamela Quarles, right there in the black and white, right there. Tamala Preston in the back, she's from Wrightsville.
Okay.
Her mother in the red in the back, Miss Louise.
Hello.
Washington. Aquanetta. Who else walked in later?
Mr. Smith here.
And James Smith. And I think that's everybody else right there too. And I must say that I get a wealth of my knowledge, and I'll just share my little part. When I'm in my 50s, I don't mind saying, but when I first came here, Dr. McClinton was doing the Wrightsville Festival. And I'm ashamed but grateful in another way that it really motivated me to find out who I was. You know, who was my heritage and stuff. So I started doing these little pictures. So that motivated me. That motivated me in my 40s to do that, and I'm in my 50s. And also I got a wealth of knowledge from Dr. McClinton, and also my aunt. She owns property. She's a property owner here, and she got a wealth of knowledge because all my grandparents and my great-grandparents and my aunties and uncles or whatever, that's why I'm receiving a lot of my knowledge, and I think it's really important. And I hope that we can get our cousins, aunties, children, the second and third and next and fourth generation to pass the baton on so we can uphold Wrightsville.
What I'm going to do is I'm going to put Jess up here. Jessica is our Chief Engineer, Vice President Engineering out of Blacksburg. So, Jess.
You got the floor.
Thank you. So I'm Jessica Littlejohn, and I'm an engineer with Hurt and Profit. And as Dolores said, come close to you. As Dolores said, this project is an infrastructure and a housing project. So let me just briefly talk about schedule and back in so you know kind of how this planning grant is going to progress. The deadline for us to submit for the implementation grant, which is the big money that we are hoping to obtain for this project, is in March of 2019. So in order to meet this schedule, we are going to try to have a draft report to the county by November of this year for review and comment. And then we are hoping to finalize the report by January of 2020 to give plenty of time to put together the application to DHCD for the implementation grant. So primarily my portion of this project will be regarding infrastructure and the analysis for improvements to infrastructure within the project area, which we have roughly defined on this exhibit as the outline. The yellow boundary is roughly the project area as we see starting off. So what my group of engineers will be doing is looking at the streets and the drainage and the water and sewer infrastructure within the project area. We will look at lighting, we'll look at internet access, trash, emergency response within the project area, and try to develop assess all of these things and report on them and recommend improvements for the community. And along with that, put together cost estimates to do all of this work. And that will serve as the basis for the largest portion, most likely, of the funding that we'll be requesting in the implementation phase. So, my part, the infrastructure, isn't quite as exciting probably as Brian's part with the housing, but obviously it's an extremely important part of the project. And so we will be out on site. We've been out on site several times. We'll be working with Mike and the county to obtain drawings and records of all the infrastructure, and then figuring out what improvements we can do within the space that we have. So anything that you all would like to tell me at this point or in the future that you think might contribute to helping us put together some recommendations regarding the infrastructure, I'm the person that could get that information together and put that into our assessment. So that's my role in the project, and Brian can talk to you about the housing components.
All right. My name is Brian Goldman. I'm the rehab specialist. I'm with Architectural Partners, teamed up with Hurt and Profit to bring these services here for you. I am the rehab specialist. I've been doing this for about 20 plus years. Came fresh out of tech, working for an architect in Lynchburg who said, hey, I got these projects for you to do. And so started off doing IPR. IPR was indoor plumbing rehab. And basically I was going up on mountains, finding people without houses and adding bathrooms and getting rid of the outhouses. I've seen a lot of things. Seen it all. I'm born in Blacksburg when my mom and dad were up at Tech. My mom's from Nelson County. My dad's from down in Charlotte County, from a farmer background. He's farming to this day. He loves it. I can't stand it. I mean, I helped him raise vegetables, sell them at the local farmer's market, but that's not my cup of tea. My cup of tea is architecture. I do buildings, you know, anything with the dirt and ground. I got a red thumb or a black thumb. He's got the red dirt thumb. He can pitch it out, it'll grow, boom, just like that. So anyways, I'm architect, that's me. So I'm here to help y'all with your housing, with your problems that you might be having with your housing, basically just to get things up to snuff and, you know, help revitalize the community. The things that I will be coming in from day one is once I know who wants to participate in this planning grant, I will be making contact with you based on that plan right there and the addresses that we have. I'll try to match up faces and names to those addresses and then make contact with you to set up a schedule within this short period of time that we have to get boots on the ground out here, to walk around your house, walk inside your house, and do basically a full inspection of your house, going from the foundation to the floors, windows, walls, doors, roof, room by room inspections on the interior, looking at again, doors on the inside and your flooring, your ceiling, your conditions. One thing I want you to understand and have expectations, this program is a rehabilitation program. It is not remodeling, it is not renovation, it is not restoration or any of those other R words. It is rehabilitation. You have to understand what that means. Rehabilitation means from DHCD, which I'm talking about, the state of Virginia, has a set of guidelines that what they're really looking for is health, safety, and welfare. Following things by code and bringing things up to code basically, and make sure you have a stable, healthy structure, which also includes the services in the building. When I say services, I mean like your electrical, your HVAC, and your plumbing. We want to make sure all that is up to snuff and working for you. Now, there are also cases where properties or houses are beyond rehabilitation. We like to call that substantial reconstruction, basically, meaning that the cost to repair the home exceeds the limits that DHCD has set forth, and therefore we have to demolish, if you want to still participate in it, demolish that structure and build you a brand new structure within the DHCD guidelines. So my whole thing in this planning grant is to assess all of these properties or all these participants to see where you fall, where your house falls, and relay that information back to you so you understand what we're talking about, what we would be proposing for the CIG. So again, my first thing I'm going to do is contact you, get up here, walk through the house, take lots of pictures, and then I will have an assessment. I will develop from that cost estimate at this stage. Some of the houses I'll actually do a full scope of work write-up, which is in detail, in depth, all the stuff that would have to be done to the house that I see. and that would, be used to generate a full cost estimate, so you have an idea of. Generally, I take the houses or structures that I see that are a worst case scenario, basically, to include that in that final package that we would submit for the application. But on all the houses, there will be a cost estimate generated for the application. And that's pretty much my deal as far as at this point with the planning grant. I will be also calling upon all area contractors for pre-qualification, basically checking their license for debarment, all the interested contractors, mind you, which would, again, checking debarment, checking insurance, and class of license, so that we have a list of contractors that we would know if we rolled into the CIG that they would be ready and willing to work on these projects. Because it takes a special breed of contractor to do rehab construction. I mean, rehab construction is not like new construction. Rehab construction, you have to have experience in doing it. A lot of contractors, they love to do new construction because it's easy. And there's, all the big contractors, they're gonna shy to that type of construction. Rehab construction, again, takes a special breed of contractor so that you can get the quality that you want for the costs or the prices that we have to work with, basically. So that's pretty much it. If you have any questions, I'll sit down or we'll roll to the next person, and I don't really have questions at the end or how you want to do it, but you can have them ready for me.
Well, I'm not an engineer. And I'm not a housing specialist, even though I've worked with the team. When I worked for the city of Danville, I was part of the team, but I did commercial. And we had a person that did housing. But I'm the person that writes all the pretty words down, and I'm the grant writer and the grant administrator. So, and hopefully the better information we get that Brian and Jessica put together, we put it in good words that it puts you that much closer to the implementation grant. We want to tell your story, some good, some bad. This is one of the things that if you're really good, you don't get any money. You have to demonstrate a real need to get the money. So when y'all read this at the end, don't think I'm being harsh on you. I'm trying to get you the money. I've been doing this for longer than most everybody in this room. And that's scary. But we're really good at what we do. Hurt and Profit as a whole, no matter what they come up with, or a problem or an issue, whether it's contaminated materials, whether it's water, dam, sewage, roads, we got the group that can do it, and it's all in-house. And they do an excellent job of meeting with the community and getting the information out and interacting with you. So as you see them out and about, tell them this floods all the time, or this is just this time. Or my house is really bad and I don't know what the cause is. The lights go on sometimes and sometimes they don't. And don't tell me, because I have the same problem at home. So, but these are the guys that you want to talk to, and so when you see them out and about, or whoever that looks like a Hurt and Profit truck or vehicle rolls up, you'll know that they're here working. But if you don't tell them your issues, they won't know how to help you. So it's really important that you be open with what your problems are. Brian, and I know for a fact, he has all these little pocket books that DHCD has. And we're going to try to put you in as many of those little pocket books as we can get you. And Jess and them, we're going to work to see if there's any other grant opportunities out there. That's my job, is to hunt them down. If we come into a problem that's got hazardous materials or anything, I'm going to hunt and find out to see if there's any way we can get you in on this, because the more we leverage your money, the more you can get done. So That's what we're going to do. I guess they've told you sort of what their next step is. Do you have any questions for Jess or Brian? You're not going to see me as much. Okay. I'm going to bug John, especially when it comes to the writing. But about the next steps, like how will they set up appointments, or when will they start? You know, that sort of thing. So ask him anything that you want.